Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, the Labour Party are getting as mad and bad as the Greens when it comes to all this climate rubbish, but their plans for what needs to be done within housing, particularly the rental sector, are horrific. It's thought and been calculated that the total cost to put these radical proposals into action would cost £36 billion. Now, this is money that would have to be paid for by local authorities as well as private landlords. So private landlords would have to put in various, heat pumps or make sure that the EPC rating gets up to a C and things like that. And that will cost private landlords a lot of money, and therefore they won't pay that. And what they will do is just sell up, and there won't be a private house for sale, a private house to rent in the country. All those people gone out. They're in private renting because they can't buy a house. And so the houses will be sold to those who can buy houses, but the tenants won't, and they won't ever get one. But they can't go into local authority housing because there aren't enough local authority houses either. There's already a shortage before you put in the hundreds of thousands of people who are going to be turfed out of rental properties which are going to be sold. So that's your private landlords gone out of the market because they're not going to spend this money. However, housing associations, council houses, they too must be made up to this EPC 3 or C rating. And it's going to cost a fortune that the local councils don't have. And by law, it will be illegal to have tenants in a property that does not meet the legal standards for EPC rating. And that includes having, by law, heat pumps. So local authorities will have to then evict tenants from their homes because they're not legally allowed to rent them out, then spend billions that they don't have, bringing these things up to scratch. But there'll be a long waiting list because there aren't enough heat pumps and there aren't enough engineers to put the heat pumps in. Then you've got to have them reassessed. And again, there aren't enough assessment people going around and looking. And then in the meantime, all these homeless people will have nowhere to go because they can't go into the private rental sector because there isn't one. It's really clever, isn't it? These people are absolute lunatics. And not only that, but you're taking £36 billion out of the economy that would otherwise be spent in other places and making China rich because all these things come from China. So you're effectively giving China £36 billion of public money and making everybody homeless for the principle of trying to save the planet. But irony, giving it to China, who, because they've now got to produce even more heat pumps, will probably open up another coal-fired power station. It's crazy stupid. It really is. But these EPCs, apparently they're the new gold standard and everyone's got to be on a C. And they're meaningless. They're absolutely meaningless because they're not measured by any kind of scientific metric. They're measured by what the guy who comes round to look at your house thinks it ought to be. Oh, it's probably a C. Put it down. There's no measurements taken. He's assessing. It's an assessment. It's a meaningless measurement. But it's going to cost jobs, homes, lives. It's going to destroy the economy. And it's going to do sweet FA for the world's climate. Because as I say, they'll have to build more coal-fired power stations in China to supply them. It is absolutely crazy. And there's no way any private landlord is going to fork out £30,000 to put a heat pump in. Who just sell the property. Why do these people who sit there and come up with these stupid ideas, why are they allowed to think? They're obviously not very good at it. I mean, it's bonkers. Now, of course, at the moment, they don't apply to homeowners. So if you own your own home, you're okay. But eventually they will. All new homes from 2027, I think, in Britain will have to have heat pumps as their primary source of heating. Britain already has the most expensive electricity in the world. and they want to lump this on. Heat pumps only work when electricity is cheap, only they don't really work at all unless you're in a warm climate. But if you're in a warm climate, then don't really need as much heat, do you? When you're in a cold climate, like much of Scotland is, or the north of England, it becomes very, very expensive and very, very inefficient to heat your home. And that is why houses with gas central heating are going to be the ones sold. So all the builders will go, well, from 2027 onwards, we have to build houses with heat pumps. And they'll start building them. And then they'll see nobody buying them. And the guy will go, yes, nice house, love it, love the house, it's beautiful, love the area, it's fantastic, it's so convenient. It's got a heat pump, so I won't be buying it. I'm going to go down the road. There's a house down there that's got gas central heating. I'll buy that one. And so all the house builders will be sitting there going, we're screwed. We've invested all this money in this site. We can't sell these houses. We can't get our money back, so we can't go and build something else somewhere else. And then you're letting all the tradies go. So your sparkies and gas fitters and brickies and plumbers and chippies and all that, all gone, all lying unemployed because nobody's building houses. The genius of socialism strikes again. Is there no end to their genius? That's what we have to ask. And this looming green disaster can be stopped. It just needs the willpower of ministers, really. But of course, they don't have any willpower. They don't have a brain. They're all morons. And at the same time, more and more people are coming into the country. More and more people will be needing homes, even the illegals. And where are we going to put them? Well, the next thing that will happen is, they'll be doing a little survey to say, you've got a spare bedroom. Let me assign you an illegal. And you'll have to have an illegal in your house. Don't think that's coming? I wouldn't put anything past this bunch. I mean, roll up, pick your illegal, take your illegal home, look after him, pay for him, feed him. It's got to be halal. Give him a place to pray and all this. If you don't think it's coming, wow, you don't underestimate this Labour Party. But the think tank said we need 500,000 houses a year. Labour said we can do that. Never been done in history. Isn't going to happen. Never going to happen. And even if they did, nobody will be there to build them because nobody will have the money. Thanks very much. Let me know what you think. And till next time, goodbye.